if I'm counting correctly, this is now the third episode of our book discussion of Lee Child's Killing Floor. Trying to think of something weird you did last episode so I can make this a common thing. A book that not only introduces Jack Reacher, but also made Koen want to wear someone's face. Is that what happened, if I remember correctly?
But only in Germany to hide my crimes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that's fine.
Then it's fair, right?
Fine.
Yeah.
And as last time, if that doesn't make any sense to you, maybe listen to the last one or don't.
Yeah.
It's your choice. It just might make less sense. But at the very least, we'll assume that you've read until chapter 21, which is page 322 in the Bantham Books series, like the paperback version. It's orange. Anyway.
It is. That's why we chose it. Is that why you chose it? To make me feel at home?
Oh, in what home? No, I actually didn't. I didn't even consider that.
Pure coincidence, huh?
I think the last book I had of his was Blue.
Could be. Yeah.
So we're getting into the Dutch flag. I just need to find a white cover. Then I've got it all. Anyway, so I think we will start as always with a brief summary of the chapters. I wrote this all down, but I feel like with this book, they're pretty long. The summaries, there's always lots and lots of plot points.
It's a lot crammed in there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1.5 pages now. I mean, I'm only basically using half the margin, but it's still a page basically of text. Anyway, so here's a brief summary.
To hear your self-talk.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think this is for, Koen? That's the whole point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just figured it out. 3 episodes in.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
go ahead.
Chapter 15. Reacher threatens Spivey with Morrison's knife, but Spivey doesn't say anything. Reacher and Roscoe spend a fun night out of town. When they return the next morning, Roscoe's place has been broken in. Nothing is missing or broken, but Reacher thinks it's the same people who killed Morrison. Chapter 16. Reacher promises to protect Roscoe. They briefly meet Old Man Kleiner. Morrison's wife ate her husband's dick and balls. Sorry, that's the plot point. Sherman Stoller seems to have been an out-of-work truck driver. Reacher's brother worked on fighting counterfeit money. I never know how to say it. A slightly demented barber tells Reacher he gets $1,000 a week from the Kleiner Foundation. Chapter 17. Reacher finds out that Hubble was let go from his job as a currency trader 18 months ago. Sherman Stoller was a truck driver with excellent legal help. Reacher gets a big gun from Roscoe. The 2 Hispanic men who were at Hubble's house and asked around town for Reacher watch him at the police station and follow him by car. Chapter 18. The 2 men keep following Reacher, so he kills them. In the trunk of their car, he finds Spivey dead. Reacher thinks Spivey was not one of the 10, but outside help. Reacher's brother tried to stop foreign counterfeiting of US dollars. Reacher and Roscoe visit Judy, Sherman Stoller's girlfriend. Stoller got rich working for Island Air Conditioning. His boss was Hubble. Dramatic turn of the page. Chapter 19. The photo of Stoller and Hubble was taken on Kleiner's warehouse. Picard finds out where Reacher's brother stayed. The room was cleaned and some Latino guy picked it up, but they find something in the nearest dumpster. Chapter 20. Reacher's brother's shoe. Oh, God. My handwriting is so bad. This is also the thing I wrote this morning in bed. It's just like lying down. I just missed a word. In Reacher's brother's shoe, they find the rest of the piece of paper that said pluribus with Hubble's phone number on it. There are more initials and phone numbers on the rest of the piece of paper. 2 seem to belong to professors of modern history, the other to the New Orleans Police Department. At the airport, Reacher sees a black pickup for the 2nd time. Reacher, Roscoe, and Finlay go to the airport to pick up Molly Beth Gordon. Molly Beth Gordon is murdered at the airport before she can provide important info about Reacher's brother. God, I really can't read my handwriting. Anyway, so I think...
Yeah, a lot have happened, huh?
A lot of stuff happened, and I think last time we guessed what was going to happen next. I don't think any of this was in there, really.
No.
Although I guess we were kind of open about what was going to happen next, but I don't think any of this was really part of the...
No, it's basically like another, I expected us already the story to go more towards the end, but I feel like more has just opened up.
I mean, so we've still got 200 pages almost exactly to go.
Sure.
So there's still, I guess you can't go too early, but
yeah, with the last.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised too. I thought there was going to be something a bit more revelatory or something. I mean, I guess we just finished on, what's her name, Molly Beth Gordon dying.
Yeah.
So that's like a major problem now, because I guess they can't. She was kind of their person who helped them out figure out what Joe Reach was up to.
Yeah.
So that is in a way like a major plot point, because now it's going to get really hard to figure out what Joe Reacher was up to.
Yeah. Basically,
but I guess I already have some.
Yeah. No, I think the story. I have to admit, yesterday when I read it with her dying, I was a bit frustrated. I was like, "Come on, don't kill all of them." Like this, so the spy,
really?
the warden, he died right before he could talk, and then she died.
Actually hasn't appeared.
Yeah,
nothing actually on the Hubble in the entire last 100 pages.
I mean, information, right? He hasn't been a banker for the past 18 months.
Oh, sorry, that's true. Yeah, right? Of course. And, we learned a bit of background,
Yeah. So the idea is, I mean, that's what Reacher thinks now, is that he's been a criminal for the past 18 months, basically, right?
I mean, it seems like he, was the boss of that
air conditioning
the truck driver, Sherman. I keep forgetting it's Sherman Stoller. It's such a random name, but yeah, and I guess like it's starting to become somewhat obvious what was going on and what the plot was, or what the criminality is, I guess. At least I'd be very surprised now if it wasn't. Also, they keep being Hispanic people there, so you'd assume that they were counterfeiting US dollars in Cuba or whatever.
No, I think actually they're doing it in Venezuela, right? Because the Kleiners have the cotton company there.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the US dollar, I think I looked it up. It's either 75% cotton and 25% linen, or the other way around.
Oh, I didn't know. Very good.
So I mean, thank you. And I think, so this is something I know, random fact.
Investigative journalism from Koen.
Yeah. I read Bellingcat once. No, I think the issue with the US dollar is that all the dollar bills are the same size. So what you could do is, if you have a $1 bill, you wash off basically the ink or whatever's on there, right? And then you print on, 100 on there. And then at least like the one identifier, which is the paper, is correct still.
I see. But that's probably the least important, what did you call it? Identifier?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I guess like I don't know, like I've never been to the US and I've never had a US dollar in my hand. But I'm assuming it's going to be roughly similar to the euro, where on the notes, you have lots of like shiny things and things you can only see from certain angles and blah, 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 right?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. I mean, I didn't look this up this far, but I think, I don't know. I think counterfeiting is a difficult business.
But I guess the whole thing that Molly Beth Gordon said at the phone, was it her? I can't remember. That someone said to reach it is that they don't really have to be great, because the plan isn't really to get them into the US anyway.
Yeah, right? Only the best ones, which seems to be that the best ones get transported via the air conditioning boxes, right?
Maybe.
Like the air conditioning company.
Yeah. Because, it's possible.
When they were in like Sherman's flat, like his girlfriend Judy showed them the garage, and then they found like 2 empty boxes, and it smelled a bit sour, I think he said. Or
did he? Can't remember.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that could be the ink or something like that, right? I mean, why wouldn't air conditioning smell sour? I don't know.
I don't remember that description. I guess if that is in there and not just your imagination going wild,
pretty sure.
Then but why would ink smell sour? Does ink smell sour if you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, dollar ink. Didn't Google
classic.
Classic dollar.
US dollars are famous for their sour smell.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that might also be too obvious of it could be like some money laundering thing, right? That they use these fake dollars to buy air conditions, and
I was about to say that seems better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So we know that it's from the air conditioning thing, and that holds. They have at least some presence in Florida, right? And she said Atlanta they were, right? That's where she said there's a guy who looked Cuban. Now, Cuba is, of course, just off the coast of Miami.
True.
So I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, maybe they make the air conditioners in Cuba. I don't know, import them into the US, and then the money that they bring into Cuba is then fake dollars or something.
Yeah, that could
and then
be.
They can distribute it. But wait, no, sorry, does that make sense? I guess the dollars were supposed to be printed outside of the US anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's good that you mentioned the Venezuela thing, because I've completely forgot that they had a cotton plantation in Venezuela.
Yeah. And then not just the cotton thing, they even mentioned something about they have like a new chemical process of, okay, now I'm going to say cleaning the cotton, and I'm pretty sure they don't say cleaning the cotton, but like they have some new, like the cleaner, old man cleaner.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to do it here.
Because they kill the fishes. Yeah.
Exactly.
But like it seems like, if you're good with cotton, you can clean it or whatever, some chemical, you can probably do the same with the dollar bills. It seems to me very, very obvious.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe too obvious to be
I think that's too obvious. Also, I'd imagine, I think it's more that because if you have lots and lots of money, you can probably get something that looks like ink. Like you don't need to produce it in-house, right? You can...
What do you mean?
Like just because they have a chemical that is bad for the environment doesn't mean they do chemicals themselves, right? I think that's just
Yeah, sure, but like, I mean, it's about using the chemicals, right?
Yeah, but you're just going to buy, like, the point is just like a fertilizer or a chemical or whatever is just something you can buy, and you can also buy everything probably you need to make fake dollars. That's what I mean. Sure. Like they have money, they can just buy it from wherever. And I think, I'd imagine the whole, them using chemicals that they weren't allowed to use in the US and then moving to Venezuela, I'd imagine that that's more the reason of why they initially left, maybe. Or how long ago did they leave? I can't remember.
5 years ago.
Okay.
And that's when they started. Then that's when they moved to Margrave, like the little town,
and started giving everyone loads and loads of money. $1,000 a week is so much.
I mean, that's the next thing, right? Could be money laundering, right? They're using the city as a big money laundering thing. I don't know exactly how.
Yeah.
Because like Richo went to the barbershop, right? And then they said like, yeah, we get like $1,000 a week, right? $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, how could you, could they get something out of that, clean cash basically at the bottom?
Yeah.
I mean, what you could, I don't know.
Wait, if it's a foundation, then it's a non-profit, right? So you can probably write that off as donations.
Yeah, that could be. It could be tax. Yeah. I don't know.
So many options.
Yeah. So many options. Yeah, I don't know either.
And we seem to know a bit too much. We seem to have too many thoughts about how to commit a crime, but we also don't have enough to really make sense here.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's still the Sunday thing. That's the last thing Molly Beth Gordon said right before she
which
died.
is like the least important thing she could have said because everyone knew that. It's like, thanks, Molly.
Yeah.
It's like, give us who should we talk to or whatever, not just get it done fast. Yeah. I mean, of course, by Sunday specific, but yeah. One question. Did you understand what was going on in that scene when you read it initially? Because I was super confused by the whole scene.
Me too.
Okay, yeah. I was like, wait. I mean, I was just really confused by why doesn't she just wait for them?
Yeah.
It's not like she's a secret agent if she has her initials on the bag.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's not like they're pretending like, drop off the bag behind the thing there at this time and then you pick it up, right? They're supposed to meet her. Why didn't she just, I don't know. I guess it was so full that she couldn't just, she was, I don't know. I found it really confusing and it took me a while to figure out like, wait, what is going on here? Like, why is Reacher so desperate to reach her quickly? I still don't really get it.
No, I had the same. Also, it was, I guess maybe like the way it was written was very hastily, in like it was a very tense scene. But I also
this is supposed to be. But
which is
I didn't realize this was supposed to be a tense scene.
Yeah, no.
To me, it just seemed like, okay, they're going to meet her and then she's going to say something or whatever. And then suddenly it got really hectic. I was like, why is it so hectic?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had the same. Yeah.
Also, you'd reckon that a secret agent or someone who works for the FBI, or wait, was it FBI?
No, Treasury, right? State Treasury Department.
Okay, so she's not actually a Oh, okay. I was about to say that like someone who works for the FBI should probably manage not to get killed at an airport. But I guess if she's not actually, I mean, you should still kind of. I'm still surprised. Like, how did she? I'm still really confused.
And how did they?
How
get
did
her,
no one see this? There were like hundreds of people around.
Yeah, and they were dragging her into the baggage bay, right? Through one of those holes where the bags come out. Yeah, all I could think is like pre 9/11 airports. I heard they were like basically like Disneyland, like not Disneyland, but like everything was way lax. Like also with the people, because like at airports nowadays, you're quite far away from the terminal, right? You don't just wait. Like if your family can't wait at the baggage claim, even, right? I think
it depends on the airplane.
Yeah, okay.
On the airport.
But I feel like everything is way more separated now. I don't know. Yeah, you can't get a murderer in there unless he flies with you, I guess, from Washington. Yeah,
no, I think I remember being at an airport where the baggage area was pretty open.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But that also seems really. Then you could just have people who just go there and collect shit. Like, that doesn't sound. Yeah, I don't know. But you're right. I forgot that this is, of course, before 2001, so the airplane security was a lot less. Funnily enough, I heard, I can't remember who this was about, but there's a podcast called Behind the Bastards where they talk about like horrible people. And I can't remember which episode it was about. There was one episode where they had a bit of an aside about plane jackings.
Yeah.
So where people steal a plane, and apparently it was pretty common at the time, like in the 70s or whatever. Like it wasn't that, and especially to Cuba, actually. I mean, this is just coincidence probably. But apparently it was pretty common that they would just land in Cuba. And like apparently it was so common that they were like, someone would want to steal a plane to, I don't know, do some sort of political protest or get some money out of it or whatever. Yeah. And it was so common that they had procedures around it and that kind of stuff. But they didn't have the security, so you could, I think back then, like you could just walk in with a gun onto a plane or whatever,
That's crazy.
Anyway, I don't know what it was like in the mid 90s then with this place, but you're right. This was before, I guess, everything got crazy at airports.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that plays a part.
But there still must have been loads of people. It wasn't like she was like 300 meters in front of everyone else.
Yeah.
How did
one see this woman get drug into a baggage bay? Dragged?
Yeah, drug is something else.
Maybe that happened to her. Maybe they drugged her.
But there would still have been lots of people. Yeah, I found that scene. That was really the first time that I properly went, this is not clearly written. I don't know what's going on. This is just confusing.
Yeah, I have to admit, I was a little bit confused there as well. And then a little annoyed at the end when she just dies. It's like, come on, don't kill off another one. I guess that's just part of the story, right? That's what it's really about. But
who is left? I mean, so wait, who has died? So Spivey died, Molly, Beth, Gordon died.
Yeah.
I guess the police chief and his wife.
Yeah.
But then Sherman Stoller, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has died?
I mean, Reacher killed the two Latino guys.
Those two guys. Okay. We're currently at 6. But like in terms of people who could give information.
I mean, Hubble is left. I feel.
Yeah, he's not dead yet, so I'm assuming. Well, he hasn't been confirmed dead.
I think he's more of a ringleader. That's my guess now, because we realize like he's.
Yeah, that's something they said, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that something that Reacher said or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, he's been a professional criminal for 18 months, something like that.
Yeah, he's not just an innocent bystander who kind of got blackmailed into this or something.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like it, right?
And also, it's either, so, last time we had this question about exactly how much his wife knows. So either she's in on the whole thing, or even she doesn't know, or Hubble lied to her for a year or something and has been going somewhere every day.
Yeah, pretending to go to Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly. Here's an interesting thing. If Hubble's wife is in on it, then I think she did something really smart, which is to give Reacher the Bentley.
Yes,
because he's always identifiable.
Yeah,
you always know where he is, right? Who drives around in a green Bentley?
Yeah.
So like it's like, for example, when the two Hispanic guys were following him or something, like it's so easy to know where he is, basically.
Yeah.
Because that very rare and easily identifiable car
is
driving around everywhere.
You're right.
Whereas, all the other cars here are like generic cars.
You're right. Yeah.
So if she's in on it, that was a pretty smart move.
You're right. Yeah, that is a smart move. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder now, those Hubbles.
Yeah.
I mean, and
the kids. What do the kids know? What did they do?
I would say nail them to the wall.
I bet they were the leaders.
Yeah. Okay, so and there's one more thing, right? Because there does seem to be a mole. Because who knew that Molly Bat Gordon would come, right? There's only like 3 or 4 people who knew that, like Finlay, Roscoe, Reacher, and I was thinking maybe the FBI agent. I forgot his name.
Picard.
Picard, yeah.
But he didn't know about that. Or did he?
He didn't. Yeah. See,
I'm getting slightly confused now. There's so many people and so many connections.
There's a lot going on. Yeah. Like who knew Molly Bat Gordon was coming, except for the 3 of them?
I mean, technically, they called her from the office, right? From the police department. So if the police department has been corrupt from the head down, then I wouldn't be surprised if they have some sort of. I mean, you just need a microphone in an office, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like that's fairly. Yeah, that shouldn't be too difficult. Then, of course, the people who killed Joe Reacher probably know who he is and know where he worked, and maybe. I don't know. Figured out that she knows something or whatever.
Yeah.
But wait. Let's clarify this because I'm not quite sure now. I think Picard doesn't know anything about her. So if I'm correct, so Finlay contacted Picard, right, and said, "Take care of the Hubbles, or the wife and the children." And then Picard did that, and then they asked him for what did they ask him for again? That happened in this part. He gave them something. Who gave them the hotel where
I think
Reacher
that was
stayed?
Him. The car. I think he did the car. Didn't he track? No. I'm really
confused.
I'm confused now. Yeah. Actually, what I just thought about, actually, something a little different. Oh, yeah.
Good. I was just about to say, I don't think I can randomly find the page where we'll find the relevant information. I flicked it up in here, and the first sentence I looked at, Reacher, Finlay said, Picard got what we need. He traced the car. So I guess I can randomly find the exact sentence we need.
That's a very good skill to have.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to scientific research, though.
Too bad.
Yeah. Okay, so Picard does know.
Okay, he does know something. Actually, what I was just thinking about, right? Because everyone's talking about Sunday, right? Sunday, something happening. In the beginning,
what day is it? Just briefly. Is it like Tuesday, Wednesday, something?
Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah.
Something like that.
In the beginning, there was always this, the president, right? Could it be like some voting thing?
The president?
Yeah, like the elections. The president was doing something to get elected again.
Right. Oh, God. Okay,
and especially because like Joe Reacher turned around the American, like the motto, like the pluribus et unum.
Yeah. E unum. E pluribus unum. Yeah.
So out of many, one, right?
Yeah.
And then, but he turned around. So one out of many could be the president. Just totally making this up on the spot.
Wait, what out of one, many? But why?
Like the president gets chosen, from all the people. He's the one to like represent the American people, right?
Yeah.
Just making it up on the spot. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's just that. I mean, I didn't think about this much more than just now. But there's something going on Sunday. In the beginning of the book, he talks about some elections.
Oh, but in America, they don't vote on Sundays, right? That was the last. At least the presidential elections. I mean, maybe there's some local elections, but they're not on Sundays.
Well, that's out.
But that would be too big, I think. But you are right. There was always talk about the elections. Now you have the U.S. motto.
Well, and he was taking money away from people. Like he was taking money away from the Coast Guard, giving it somewhere else. Yeah, Coast Guard. Yeah, I don't know.
God, if that's correct, you have a very good memory. I remember there being something about this, but I don't remember what the talk about the president was about. I just remember Reach ignoring it. That's all I remember.
I shouldn't have. He should have. He got the plot right at the beginning of the book. Reacher.
Wait.
Could have finished shorter book.
Shall I try to see?
Yeah,
if I
open
can
it.
find
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have no idea where this was, but it was pretty early. Let's see.
It was early. Yeah. Okay, we'll keep
he's
cutting
just meeting Finlay for the first. Oh, I found at least the United States motto. I said "E pluribus unum," so I managed with the second look to at least find vaguely the topic we were talking about.
Okay, I give you one more shot. I'll give you one more shot.
I have no idea. I open up page 24.5. Okay, one more. Let's see. Nah, I didn't get it. Oh, did I? Wait. Nope. Sorry.
No.
I should have stopped. If you randomly get something correct, just stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I don't have a skill anymore.
Well, that's out of the window. But I am I'm doing like some very, very big guesswork, trying to connect very loose dots.
Yeah.
I think,
That seems like unlikely right now, right? Or
Oh, actually, one more person who might know is this Gray, this detective, the former detective who hung himself.
Of course, the files. Yeah, he'll have some files. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
He killed himself. Yeah. Unexpectedly.
Yeah, very unexpected.
Well.
Did he? Yeah. Or was it like a Russian suicide where he shot himself in the back twice?
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know, but when was that? I can't remember.
Was it also 5 years ago? Oh.
No, it was less. I thought it was way less.
3 years.
Was it?
No, 3 months. No, it was a couple months. You're right. It was a couple months.
Yeah, I thought it was months.
Yeah, 3 months, I think.
So if he... Okay, so we can then basically what we're assuming right now is that he found something on them, then they killed him, so which means probably in the next part they're going to look through the files and then find a page missing.
Yeah. Like annoying shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to happen, isn't it?
Come on, Mr. Child.
That's my prediction. That's going to happen next. I mean, not next, but in the next 100 pages.
Yeah. Actually, I thought I had like a clue figured out, and I read on, and I realized it didn't. But I'm still gonna say what I think. I mean, the rest is all like the counterfeiting happening in Venezuela. Still think that's good.
Yeah,
but I actually thought like because the Kleiner kid, the stepson, said like he waited for Roscoe for 5 years. I was like, oh, maybe because here's my thinking. Roscoe has like a gun from Gray, right? The old detective who killed himself. I was like, who would you trust with a gun except for someone you might be dating, right? So I was like, oh, really? The Kleiner.
But they were just, I mean, okay, yeah, continue.
I only hide guns for people who I'm dating.
I haven't seen you hide any gun.
Wow. That's a bit of a burn.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's going to take some time.
Sorry, your theory, yeah.
Yeah, my theory. Excuse me. So the Kleiner kid said he waited for like 5 years.
By the way, just quickly, Koen is very good at reading through tears. You wouldn't even notice from his voice. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm very good at hiding it. The Kleiner kid said he waited for 5 years to be with Roscoe. And I was like, that you kind of say that as in like, but now she's mine. And if Gray like kind of killed himself, if they were dating and he killed himself, he could be like, okay. But like Roscoe denied it later on, so it's not happening.
What did she deny?
That they were dating, right? She just said like he was a very like she was close to him. Well, she didn't say they were dating, but I think that's kind of out of the water now.
But maybe she wouldn't want to say it.
That's true,
right? I mean, she didn't like explicitly say I didn't date him. She just said we were close or whatever.
You were very close.
At least I don't remember her denying it. So okay, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
But didn't they just have the same office also?
Well, he was detective, right? So I guess he was the.
Yeah, well, it's a small police department, so I
think they share the ground floor.
Yeah, it is weird that the Kleiner kid would say, "I waited 5 years." I mean, right? I guess since they arrived, right? I mean, that
could be as well.
The beginning is obvious since he arrived.
Yeah.
But why would he wait? I mean, I guess did he try and she just said no? So he's like, okay, I'll wait a bit, and then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
So many plot points.
Yeah.
But, okay, so you mentioned there might be a mole.
Yeah.
So let's say they didn't just, tap the phones or whatever. That would be a bit boring. Mm-hmm. So let's say there's a mole. So we already, I already opened that question last time of basically saying one of Finley or Roscoe. So now the question is, who. And the interesting thing is both kind of have good points here. So, I mean, well, I guess we mentioned last time, like the motive versus not and that kind of stuff. And that it maybe went very fast with Roscoe, whatever. But one interesting thing is that they both have different kinds of power in a way here. So Finlay has the power that he's the only one talking to Picard.
Mm-hmm.
And so even if Picard is completely clean and everything, right?
Yeah.
Then at least Finlay can tell him what to do and, muddy
keep him
things
on the
there.
line.
And he's usually the guy who transmits information from Picard to the others and that kind of stuff, right? So there's he can kind of manipulate quite a bit there.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that's interesting is that, of course, now Reacher confessed to murdering 2 people to Roscoe, and Roscoe has the gun.
Oh.
So now she basically, as a policewoman, has a confession. I guess they haven't found the victims yet, but she has a confession and the murder weapon. So that's also a potential source of, and a weapon that's very rare, also, right? It said it's such a big thing, like it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
I guess either one of them is someone who Reacher really wouldn't want to be a mole.
True.
But then again, I guess the big question is, though, is that Roscoe seems less likely now, it seems to me, because number one, she had plenty of opportunity to kill Reacher if she wanted to, which is what it seems like the 2 Hispanic guys wanted. Like, they seem to want to kill Reacher, and she could have easily done it already.
True.
So that seems less likely.
Yeah.
Also, the break-in into her house could, of course, have been staged because, that's the thing. So, there was the break-in into her house where, it seemed like it was the same people. But then again, it happened when they weren't there, which, of course, Roscoe could have told them if she's in on it.
Well, yeah, but it did go on a whim, right? Kind of. Did it leave
Yeah, but she could have just texted them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, true.
They could have done it. Worst case scenario, they could have waited 2 days and done it during the daytime, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
She could have. Well, I don't know. Was texting common in the 90s? They don't have mobile phones in the book, right? Or do they have mobile phones?
No, I think Charlie has a mobile phone, and she turned it off.
Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
But they were probably a lot less common. Yeah.
But the point is, she could have, at some point probably
she could have
told them.
Yeah. Or even said to Reacher, no, I don't want to go to a hotel. Let's stay here, right? Because Reacher kind of said, want to go to Atlanta, go to a bar.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't even their plan to stay in a hotel. They were just too drunk to drive home. Yeah.
But not drunken, but still
I know.
Not drunk enough to drive to a motel. Yeah, Roscoe's letting Reacher get away with quite a lot of crimes here.
Yeah. The things you do for love, huh?
Yeah, but okay, so let's say it's not her. If it's Finlay, I guess we said he has a motive, potentially, with financial problems.
Financial problems, yeah.
He has the connections. Yeah, he has the weird way in which he arrived in this random place after being in Boston.
Yeah.
And some information seems to be getting leaked.
Yeah.
And he's at a good point to do it.
I mean, they did talk about this Baker, this other cop.
Yeah, who's that? Because and there's Stevenson, there's another guy. They come up once or twice and I keep forgetting who they are.
Yeah, I mean, they were just the cops who, together with Finlay, arrested Reacher, right?
Were those ones? Okay, I can't remember.
And they think they're clean, but
they never really investigated this, right?
Yeah, I mean, the reason why they think they're clean is because they didn't get promoted to be superintendent or something like that, which is
police chief, I think.
Police chief, yeah, which is not the most.
It's not solid logical thinking because you have one position, and of course you might want to hire so what's the word? To give someone a better job.
Promote.
Thinking. You might want to promote someone from internally, but just because they didn't do that doesn't mean they're clean.
Yeah, exactly. It's not solid, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's. But it's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to start going through again who the 10 people could be.
Got it. Yeah, come on.
Okay, actually, the 10 people... Wait, who said that there were 10 people? Because the first was Hubble, and I guess we can't really trust anything he said.
Yeah.
So maybe there's not 10 people. I mean, unless we heard that from somewhere else.
No, I think it was Hubble. Hubble in jail.
Yeah, it's tricky. Hubble, so here's one important thing, right? Is that we're basically assuming right now that Reacher is good at telling whether people are telling the truth or not.
True.
That's kind of what a lot of our interpretation hinges on here, because we have the way Charlie acted, the way Hubble acted, the way Roscoe's acting, Finley's acting, all these people. We only see them through Reacher's lens. So right now he's basically taking everyone at face value. But for example, at least with Hubble, in a way that can't be the case. I mean, I guess he could still be worried for his life in prison and they could still try to have killed him.
Mm-hmm.
But see, here's the weird thing though. If Hubble is like one of the leaders, then why did he then confess immediately? Like he generally seems scared of them, right?
Well, from the word pluribus, right? It was the word pluribus that set him off, which is so funny. Why that word, right?
Yeah, and it's also not clear whether. So right now we know that that it comes from the US motto, but that it's potentially turned around because of what Joe Reacher wrote.
Yeah.
But we don't know whether it was turned around, for example, by Hubble or whoever else was inside of the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And we don't know whether they even used that. It might just have been the code word within the whatever agency
Treasury
again.
Department.
Treasury Department, yeah. So we don't really know whether they even... I guess they must have, because Hubble started acting differently once that came out. So I guess it must have been some sort of internal...
Yeah, he must have known, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it could of course be that the Treasury Department is in on it.
The president is in on it.
The president is a criminal.
The president in the 90s was Clinton. Seems about right. I think he was. I don't know. Yeah, I think he was in 1994, 5, 6, whenever this was
after Bush came after, and that was like 2000.
And before.
I assume Bush then got president like 98 or something. That's my guess.
Wait, let's see if I can get my US history right. No, actually, okay, Koen. If we can do some maths, we can do it. So the last election was in 2020.
Yeah. So 16.
Every 4 years an election.
12.
So 2000. Oh, it was 1919, the 2000.
2016, that was Trump's first year.
Sorry, 2000 was the one with Al Gore, right? Where they had to like count something in Miami like several times and Bush won by a few votes. We should probably stop talking about things that happened when we were 8.
That is true. That is true.
as if we know anything about this.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Was living on a different continent in a different language.
Yeah. And getting all my info from like Reddit. Actually not. It's now The Guardian, which is like fair, I think.
Yeah, moving up a step. Yeah, anyway.
I mean, it's probably not the president. It's probably not the Treasury Department.
Yeah, that seems unlikely.
Okay, so here's... I mean,
also, sorry, if it's the Treasury Department, they got 2 of their own people killed.
Yeah, they could have just like, put them on the wrong
move.
track. Yeah, you're right. It could still be that Charlie is in on it. You're right. Actually, with the Bentley, you gave me a good clue, especially because she's so composed. And she said, like, no, he's not dead, right? And then if she's talking to Picard and like texting...
You want some of this money?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
even if
maybe it's Picard, yeah.
No, I think even Picard could be straight. But if he's telling her, like, oh, they're doing this now, and she's got a mobile phone, she's texting it through Hubble.
I see.
I would say nail one of the kids up on the wall.
Okay, you know why Picard has to be one of the bad guys?
No.
Because he's bigger than Reacher, which makes for a good fight scene.
Oh, that is...
He's trained and he's bigger than Reacher, so that would make for a good fight scene.
Yeah, and then Reacher has a knife hidden in his shoe and he just fucking shanks him. Yeah, that's true.
Or he takes the big gun and shoots Picard and nothing happens because the guy's so big he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
He doesn't even notice. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, so it's... Oh, God, so this is really... Yeah, it's very complicated, right, isn't it? Because you have... So basically you have now this chain of people from Hubble Hubble's wife, who may or may not be linked right now in terms of like information exchange. Then you have Hubble and his wife and Picard, who are, it seems, definitely linked in terms of information. Then you have Picard and Finlay, who are definitely linked information, and then Finlay relays everything to everyone. So somewhere along that chain,
there seems to be a mole, or just like Mayor Teal. I'm sorry, Mayor Teal.
He's not the army.
Yeah,
I don't know whether. For anyone listening who knows about military grades, I don't know whether majors in the army or navy or whatever. Should have said military, not army.
Is that a difference? I thought they had like the same ranks, but then like navy.
No, I looked this up once. I looked up like what the different ranks were, and they have different names. Because like you can't, it doesn't make sense if you're like because navy in theory, I guess you're like I don't know what the words are. You're in charge of a ship or a boat, right? It doesn't make sense to call someone from the army like a captain or whatever.
Ah, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
but I don't know what the correct terms are. Anyway, and I forgot how we got here.
Because it's at major instead of mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most irrelevant point.
Or tangents. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we kind of went through the book now, through these chapters. I think we kind of, are we missing something big?
So there's, of course, the black pickup truck.
That's constantly kind of following them towards the airport. So that kind of like shows you someone's up to date on Reacher and Roscoe, right?
Well, but I mean, they killed Molly, Beth, Gordon, so we know that already, right? Yeah.
I mean, the black pickup kind of shows that it might be the Kleiners, right? Because the Kleiner kid is
I'm wondering, okay, here's a quick question. So maybe it's, new theory. It's more than one group. That's the bad guys.
Oh.
Because I'm wondering right now, so they just set the 2 Hispanic kids, or men, on Reacher, right? That was like a day before.
Yeah.
He killed both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So maybe, so the theory was this. So if they just set someone up to intervene there, why would they do it again the next day? The only reason why I think of is either because it's more than one group or something, or because those 2 people were supposed to report back at a certain time and didn't. And I guess they definitely want to make sure that nothing happens till Sunday.
Yeah, that's
so maybe time is urgent, so you might just send 2 people anyway. Yeah, but it seems slightly weird that they send 2 different people after him.
Well, they could just be contract killers or something, right? Just because they were not part of the 10. Sorry, if you.
Yeah, but like if you hire someone to kill someone, like you don't hire a group to do that, right?
Sure.
Like if you assume that your contract killer can kill someone, right? That's why you hire them. You don't.
Yeah.
Do 2 people, and then they both say, "Oh yeah, we killed him," and then you have to pay twice. Like that doesn't make sense. But maybe they were supposed to report back at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know if it's like I also don't know, like, because nowadays you would just have like WhatsApp. I guess as a contract killer, you don't use WhatsApp.
You Signal.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you use something and say like deed's done. But like maybe in '97 or when it was, you would say like, okay, I'll call you at the payphone, right? That's my movie knowledge. In like a week,
send them the head in a box.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that could be that there's like the transfer of information is just a little slower. That's why Reacher can get away with like shooting them, basically shooting their chests out, and then being okay for a while still, right? Maybe the people are not sure, like are like, okay, like the 2 Latino guys are still on his tail and they're going to kill him at some point. I don't know.
Yeah. So we have now kind of 3 people who've tried to kill Reacher, right? The first is the people at Roscoe's place.
Well, prison first, right? Oh, no, I guess, no, that was Hubble. Sorry. Yeah, Roscoe's place. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So then Roscoe's place, then the Latino guys, and then this black pickup truck. And somehow I'm not entirely sure that these are the 3 same people, right?
Yeah, you're right. But I think the black pickup truck, I actually assumed the black pickup truck was, kind of, I guess it's a false trail, but like could be the Kleiners, right? Because the kid drives a black pickup. But I thought he was there at the airport to kill Mary Beth Gordon.
The Kleiner?
Yeah.
Nah, they're not going to do it themselves.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? it could be that you give someone your pickup truck. I don't know. But I thought he wasn't there to kill Reacher, but he was there to kill Mary Beth, or not Mary Beth, Molly.
Sorry,
Beth.
you're right. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, you're right. They didn't actually. They tried to kill Reacher. Yeah, you're right.
That's probably why Reacher was panicking, because he saw the black pickup and he was like,
okay.
fuck, they're coming for Molly. I think it's
That's
Molly
right.
Beth.
Yeah, it's Molly. Molly Beth Gordon. I had to write that name down, so I remember. It's the handy thing of writing these summaries. I have to remember everyone's name.
Yeah, the names.
And I have to look up stuff. It's like, oh, wait, what, did they do this or did they do not do this? Yeah. No, you're right, of course. So they could have hired two people, one to kill Molly Beth Gordon and one to...
Yeah.
Like one group of people to kill her and one group of people to kill Reacher.
Yeah.
But then again, they were following Reacher, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's interesting, right? They were following Reacher. If they wanted to kill Molly Beth Gordon, they could have just waited at the airport. Because they clearly knew who she was, right? Because it's not like Reacher said, oh, hello, Molly Beth Gordon, here you are, and then they abducted and murdered her. They hadn't really met yet. They just
they knew
exchanged glances. They knew who she was.
That's weird, actually. That's weird, actually, because even Reacher didn't know, right? They couldn't have, like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's actually one more loose point we haven't talked about. Joe Reacher had two phone numbers, like from like history professors.
Modern history, yeah. I had to look that up because I first wrote down art history. But no, there were two professors of modern history, one at Columbia and one at, can't remember, Princeton, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Why is that? Like, what does that have to do with it?
Exactly. That was, and also, why did Reacher just hang up so quickly?
Yeah, Mr. Reacher.
And then there's the New Orleans Police Department, which is also weird because New Orleans is in Louisiana, which is neither in Georgia nor in Florida. So we've now got a third state.
When's Mardi Gras? Is it on a Sunday?
I'll look this up. We have the internet. I still don't actually know what it is. Isn't it just Carnival?
Yeah, it's like a carnival where you...
Well, Fat Tuesday.
Fuck.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Otherwise, it'd have to be on Easter Sunday for it to be a Sunday.
Yeah, that's right, actually. Yeah, it's like the same...
It seems to be.
It's from the...
but I'm not going to look too much into this. But anyway,
No.
So it's not that. But yeah, so we have... Wait, I roughly know where the states are in the US, but I don't know what exactly the... Well, let's look at New Orleans.
Is it quite close to Florida?
No, it's not even close to Georgia. I mean, depends what your frame of reference is. But so, Florida is the southernmost, right? The one that...
Yeah, with little appendix, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then, north of that is Georgia. I actually thought it was west of it. But north of Florida is Georgia.
Okay.
On the eastern side, north of it. And Atlanta is actually fairly north in Georgia also. So we're almost talking... Doesn't look that far from Tennessee. Then you've got Georgia. Then west of that, you've got Alabama. Mm-hmm. West of that, Mississippi. And west of that, you've got Louisiana. So it's actually like it's 3 states removed.
Yeah.
Exactly. It would take quite a bit. It would take... Well... Let's see. How long would it take to drive to Atlanta from New Orleans?
With a Bentley.
Well, okay. So mine is still set to walking initially. So it would take 6 days and 18 hours to walk at Reacher speed. But if you drive, it would be 6 hours. Which is actually not that. I thought it would be less. More, actually.
Yeah, me too.
God, the US is so big. Anyway. So New Orleans is not directly located next to Georgia and Florida. Sure. So it's also a bit off. Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we make some educated guesses for next, basically the part 4 out of 5, right? The next 100 pages.
Exactly. Just to clarify, the next time we're going to read until page 419, which is the beginning of chapter 27. So this is going to be the shortest part we're going to discuss because it's only going to be 98 pages. But still.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have to hear from Hubble again.
We have
directly. To. Yeah, he can't just... I mean, of course, you learn something about him, but yeah, he has to at least... Either him or his wife have to make some sort of appearance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so I already made my prediction that they are going to look into Gray's files and find a page missing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or, something to that effect. I'll be so annoyed if that's actually the case and I predicted it. So disappointing. Then I think Reacher has to start questioning who he can trust. Whether Finlay and Roscoe. Because, as we said, there's some sort of information is leaking somewhere. And he has to start questioning that.
Yeah.
Especially like the Molly Beth Gordon. How did they know that she was even going to be at the airport and that she was going to give them information? So I think that's going to happen. Maybe your thing about Venezuela and cotton, maybe that's going to play a bit of a part. I never thought of that.
Okay.
So maybe that's going to be brought a bit more into attention.
Yeah.
Like that. Like what the Kleiners are doing, because they kind of very much in the background. They appear like every 50 pages for 2 sentences or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Do you have anything more? I'll think of some more whilst you're speaking.
No, yeah, I think also, I mean, I would like to know what the criminal activity that's going on. Like what's happening in a warehouse. I guess like, these air conditioning, that's kind of what I talked about, yeah. Some kind of money laundering. I feel like, in Venezuela, they're making these fake, the counterfeit dollars. And some of that are through this foundation or something, they're getting some of the best counterfeit dollars into the States. Yeah, you're right. But you're right. Yeah, I feel like we're missing something. We're missing like a person, also, like a connection. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you continue. Yeah, I was going to say something slightly next topic.
Yeah, no. I mean, just that. I feel like, either in these Grace files, which I hope are not empty because I'll be frustrated.
I mean, they might still find something, right?
Yeah.
But they might not find the most crucial thing. Yeah.
True. Yeah, no, yeah. I feel I'm drawing some blanks from basically what I've said is, as far as I can go.
So one thing also I said, like maybe they're giving money to the town for tax reasons because they can deduct it for whatever. That seems too lame. I hope it's not that. There has to be something more. Also, like here's the thing, right? They're giving $1,000 a week, which is $4,333 a month on average, to a barbershop. That's one place.
Yeah.
Right. They're spending $50,000 a year on a barber's place. Like that's a lot of money considering it's only one place in the entire town. It seems too much money for tax deductibles. I don't know. Maybe I guess if you have lots and lots of money, maybe it is. But
there's something going on there. I feel like this town is being used for
something
money laundering evasion. I mean, even Roscoe is getting like some benefits on her house, right? Like
she said she was earning way more than a trucker, and as far as I understood, truckers don't earn bad.
Well, she said she could afford the house only because she got like an extra thingy from the Kleiner Foundation again.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah, so there's a lot of money going around that town. Yeah. And it was just chosen as this random place in Georgia close to Atlanta. I don't know either. I have to admit the geography now is slightly throwing me off. I thought Georgia was somewhere else. I thought it was on the south coast. Like I thought it was like between Louisiana and Mississippi or something. I didn't know it was that far north. And somehow that changes it a bit to me. I don't know exactly know why.
Okay.
But somehow it seems like a random place now to transfer stuff. Like because if you're in Florida, you've already got it in the US, right?
Yeah.
You've already done your thing.
That's what you want, right? You want somewhere, like it's a small town where no one will complain. That's also the thing. You're probably buying silence, right? No one talks about decliners. That's what they want, right? So you're buying silence.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if Ben, like this one, if you pay me $2,000 a week or 2,000.
2,000. You want more than a barbershop, okay?
Yeah. I'm more. I talk too much, Ben. It's more of a hassle for me to shut up.
Okay.
Right. I mean, if I can live my life very comfortably, and in the same town I've always lived, I won't talk about you, right? That's kind of, I think that's what they're doing. They're buying silence.
I think $2,000 a week is going to get you pretty far in Sittard.
I live like a king. Yeah.
Straight Cornish from Sittard for those who don't know.
People still don't know anything.
They're like, why are they talking about? What is that even? Yeah.
Look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean. So I don't know either what exactly the thing is, but it seems like, we have to learn a lot next time because we can assume that like the last 20 pages or whatever are going to be a bit of a cool down. Everything settles down.
Yeah.
Then there's going to be a big like final fight scene or whatever before that. So we pretty much have to know what's up. We have to know almost everything in the next part.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I have to admit, like every time I have to stop reading basically because I can't go on. I'm like, damn it, I want to know. So in a way, he's doing his thing, right? Like Lee Child is writing. He's drawing me in.
He's drawing you in. Yeah. Okay. I've still continued reading the other book, and there's some interesting quotes I picked out from that, but I think we've already done the time today, so maybe next time there'll be less to talk about because the mystery will clear, and it's also less material, less pages, fewer pages.
Yeah, probably less speculation. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, anything else?
I don't think so. I mean...
you haven't really said anything super weird now.
No.
Hey, huh? You've kept it together.
I kept it together.
I mean, for a second, when you said, hey, Ben, if you're going to give me $2,000 a week, I was like, where's this going? But then you said, you'll just keep quiet.
Yeah, nope, I did it. And I feel like this is the first time we actually talked about the,
yeah, we really talked about the content.
We really talked about content, yeah. Just to show everyone. I mean, everyone stopped listening anyways after like half an hour of the first one. So
yeah, no one started to begin with. So.
Yeah, that's true. I think Lisa and Mana said they'll listen.
Oh no!
So hi,
hello, Lisa and Mana. Lisa and Mana, if you are listening, then I guess you have to let us know. If you don't let us know, then we'll assume you're lying to us.
Yeah, you're lying, bitches. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we're gonna ask you how far you.
Oh, let's give him a code word. What's the code word, Ben?
I was going to say German? Pluribus.
Yeah, pluribus. What's the German pluribus? What's the German motto? Do you know?
I don't know. Does Germany have a motto? I don't know. Be on time is probably the German motto, something like that. Be on time. Don't be late. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. This is enough.
This is enough. Yeah, okay, they'll figure it out.
Because after all, we pretend no one's listening, but give it a few years, there'll be millions of downloads of people who are very, very frustrated right now that we're talking about someone else.
Yeah, I'm sorry, those people. We also like you guys.
Yeah. We just don't want to set you up for failure the way we want to set up Mona Lisa.
Exactly.
But yeah, anyway, we've been going on for too long. So, as I said, next week we're going to read until page... What did I say?
Oh, no.
Koen.
419.
Yes, 419. The beginning of chapter 27. Don't look at the chapter because it says something about Charlie Hobble.
No.
I don't know what, though. I just saw her name. I just saw Charlie Hobble on, the beginning of not this time, but yeah, of chapter 27.
Okay.
But then again, we assumed she was going to be alive or something, right? Like,
yeah, she's doing something. Okie doke.
So I'm afraid I don't have a fun way to introduce the book today because you didn't say anything weird last time. So I have the book that introduced Jack Reacher and made Koen whatever. There's nothing. I don't have anything.
There's nothing. Shit. Okay.
Anyway, so I guess I'll just start by saying this is the fourth part of our discussion of Lee Child's first novel, Killing Floor, the book that introduces Jack Reacher, and that's it.
That's your intro. I'm really sorry. I didn't give you any food.
There's no. I guess I can say the book that introduced Jack Reacher and made Koen behave normally for an hour. Maybe that's it.
From pages 3 to 400, he could act like a human.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry to anyone still listening.
Yes, in general.
In general, what's wrong with you?
We're sorry for what you're going through.
Yeah. What went wrong in your life? That's what I want to know. That you're still listening to us.
I mean, it must be substantial.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing.
No, yeah. It's exactly.
There's a list of things.
Yeah, it built up. It started with like a rough childhood, and then things never got better.
You always thought maybe they would get better. They didn't.
Yeah, Yeah.
And they never won't, probably. This might be the most fun you'll ever have.
Jeez.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we hope Ben gets a bit of ad revenue.
Yeah, maybe I should. I don't even know whether I want to have ads. They're always so annoying when people have ads.
Oh, you can PayPal Ben some money if you want to.
Yes, I just need to set up a way to do that, which I probably won't by the time this comes out. But,
True.
You can probably Google my work address and send me cash via mail. Just put it in a letter, send it to me.
Yeah,
and
you can.
Koen,
Love letters?
watch this transition.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind if it was real money and not fake money.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of fake money.
Very good. Wow. It's almost as if we thought about this. We didn't, actually. That's so good, Ben.
No, I think
You're such a professional.
I know, thank you. I think if anyone is still listening and has been listening to the last 3 hours, they know that we didn't plan this or anything else.
Yes, that's very true. We did read the book.
Yes, we read until page 419, which is the beginning of chapter 27.
The beginning of the end, really. Yeah, you'll do your summary. Yep.
Okay, once again, my handwriting is atrocious, but I can take out the pauses. Chapter 21. Reacher, Roscoe, and Finley search Gray's files without success. Reacher finds a key in Gray's gun box, or whatever it's called, which opens a cabinet with 3 files. Roscoe thinks that the Kleiners printed counterfeit money in Venezuela, shipped it to Mulgrave, and distributed it throughout the US. On Sunday, their stockpile runs out, and there's no evidence. Chapter 22. Reacher and Roscoe visit the doctor who did the autopsy on Gray. Gray was probably murdered by Teal, Morrison, and someone else, and then framed like a suicide. Reacher tells Roscoe it's important to stay together for safety. Picard's having some problems monitoring Charlie and the kids, so Roscoe leaves with Picard for a day. I think that was supposed to be a subtle hint right there, that he said that, and then next page, that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is a summary, not a discussion. Chapter 23. Reacher gets tinted windows on the Bentley and switches cars. He observes the Kleiners' warehouse. A confused hobo confirms that a short, fat cop killed Joe Reacher. Jack Reacher follows a truck that comes out of the warehouse. It's driven for many miles by the Kleiner son, and it's completely empty. Chapter 24. Roscoe has to stay another day with Picard. Stoller's house burnt down. The Princeton professor of modern history was murdered, and the Columbia professor is about to be murdered, or at least has a visit arranged with the same 2 people or whatever who'd been following Reacher around town. Reacher thinks that Mulgrave is where everything is brought, not from where everything is disposed across the US. Chapter 25. Reacher flies to New York to meet the Columbia professor. The professor had been working with Joe Reacher and the Princeton professor on figuring out how the Kleiners got perfect paper for their counterfeits. The professor doesn't think that the Kleiners are storing paper in Kleiner's warehouse. The 2 Hispanic guys want to abduct Reacher, but he flees. Back in Mulgrave, Reacher tells Baker that Finley is in Florida and Reacher will stay at Hubble's house that night. I think I forgot to mention earlier that they already figured out that Baker copied the things and is in on it. Yeah,
Baker seems to be the mole, right?
Yeah, that was somewhere before in this part that I didn't write down. Chapter 26. Reacher sets a trap at Hubble's house. 5 men, including the Kleiner kid, try to torture and murder him, but Reacher kills them all. That's the happy ending.
That's a good ending, huh? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it was a fairly Reacher typical way of dealing with physical combat by just killing everyone.
Yeah. No questions asked, just breaking necks left and right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah. So, the thing is, I didn't write down what our predictions were from last time, but I think most of them were wrong, right?
Well, I think a lot of them, or like some of them, were actually right.
Were they? I can't remember. I remember. So I said like the. So I'm positively surprised with the Gray's file thing because I said that
True.
They're going to go and someone took them out, and that's kind of what they thought. But then they went, actually, maybe not. So he out-tricked me there. That was nice.
Sure. I mean, it had to happen at some point, right? You had to get info at some point.
Yeah, they have to get it somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. They could have just all gotten killed by the people, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I guess this is the kind of book where Reacher wins in the end.
I mean, I hope
And
so.
interestingly, I think he also restores justice in every book I've read. You know, he could just flee, right? Like, he doesn't have any
Sure. Yeah.
real history in any place. He could just go, whatever, I don't care. But yeah, no, these books are the kinds where Reacher
Happy ending.
not exactly solves the case, but probably kills the bad guys.
Yeah.
And leaves.
Yeah. I mean, I think the big lines, I think we were pretty spot on with like the counterfeiting, you know, that was really revealed.
Actually, yeah, no, you were very good with the villains wit, I think, that I'd completely forgotten.
Yeah. And I think even the Coast Guard, I mean, I guess it was a bit of a lucky connection for me, but yeah.
No, I mean, you remembered all the things that I forgot, and it turns out they were all important.
Yeah.
So, well done you.
Thank you. So what did we say? Yeah, you thought like, you actually thought either Roscoe or Finlay would be the mole, right? That's what I thought, or you expected one of them could be.
Well, I kind of expected one of them has to be, but right now it could still also be only Picard.
Sure. Yeah.
Right now it's still open. I mean, Finlay was barely in this part, which was interesting. But I mean, it was basically all Reacher actually.
Yeah, Reacher even going to like New York and stuff like that. That was a whole chapter, I think, right?
Yep.
Reacher killing the Kleiner kid.
That was all Reacher.
All Reacher.
The last two chapters were all Reacher.
You're right.
I guess they were in the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, staking out the warehouse.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, it was all. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. Like, I guess what I want to say is that. So the question is, who is the mole? And I wondered, is Baker actually enough of an explanation?
I would think so.
Or do we need some one of them actually to have... Yeah, I wonder right now. Maybe that actually is enough. Because I guess they kind of just trusted him, so he overheard... Like, he was just like a fly on the wall kind of person, right?
Yeah. He knew enough to kind of be a step ahead of them, I think.
Yeah, maybe that is enough, but I don't know. There was actually one thing that made me... question Finlay. It's the part where he just not randomly, but he just gives Reacher $700 to fly to New York and have money for there.
Yeah.
And I thought, so $700 is, I don't know where he has a credit card and that kind of stuff, right? Like,
yeah.
But it's the kind of money that, didn't he have financial problems or potentially?
I think he put it on his credit card. I think they said he put it on his credit card.
Yeah, but there was a moment where I'm like, it's not that much that it's really suspicious.
Sure.
But it's also enough that if you have financial problems, you don't have it.
Yeah. That's a lot of money to have just in your pockets. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't. Yeah. I mean.
Well, but they kind of gave they gave an alibi, right, for Finlay. So the Gray was the last detective, right, before Finlay. And Gray got killed, committed suicide, right? We don't know 100%, but he probably got killed by...
I think it's...
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
That's fairly clear, yeah.
By Teal... what's his name, Morrison and a third guy.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it could be any of them. There's lots of people involved here.
Then Reacher questioned himself, I think, going like, "But why?" Or like Reacher and Roscoe, I think, like, "But why would they hire a guy as smart as Finlay?" Right?
Oh, that whole thing, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then he'll figure it out again that something's wrong in this village. But then, like, there was this story that Finlay told Reacher that he messed up his job interview. Right? He
Yeah,
because he went through the divorce and everything, and he sounded like a complete idiot. That's why they hired him. That's what they think.
And that was also in part like 1, I think, or something.
Yeah, right in the beginning. Yeah,
skipped it, of course. I mean, no, I skipped it, but like
in your summary,
didn't seem worth mentioning at the beginning.
Yeah,
seemed like random background. So, I mean, let's put it this way: I don't know whether Reacher had that thought or whether Reacher and Roscoe discussed this. But let's say even if the two of them discussed it, just because there's a valid explanation for why they would hire Finlay. Number one, they got this information from Finlay. Let's start with that.
Sure.
Number two, just because there is a good reason for why he isn't, that doesn't mean he isn't. Right? Like there's basically, this could be like a kind of a sense of false security, right? Where we think, okay, it's not Finlay because, he got this job through this thing and whatever, right? But they could be kind of independent, right? Like, sure. I mean...
Yeah, it could be, of course. But I think also the book is too short for him to like be completely bad.
Well, we've got 100 pages. I mean, it doesn't take that much to reveal that
Yeah, sure. I mean, like it could be just a quick shot in the back, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the most suspicious thing right now, I don't know, Picard that's a weird one.
Picard with Roscoe, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like no information. I mean, I guess they didn't have mobile phones, or at least Reacher doesn't have one.
They're not using it. Yeah.
So there is a case of there's been complete silence for 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. And it's actually right after Reacher said we're going to stick together. It was like, oh, by the way, can you leave for like a day? Yeah,
exactly.
I wonder now, because I said, I think in the last session, I said, what about Charlie, right? Is she in on this?
Yeah, exactly.
Is she like, being the puppet master over there, playing Picard, trying to get Roscoe out of there, maybe trying to kill her?
Oh, you mean, you're right, that Picard actually
is still
clean,
good.
But
yeah. But like Charlie is like playing over
she's
there,
just
right?
messing with him a bit. Or the kids are, or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
yeah, it's possible.
I don't know. I mean, I was also thinking like, if this has to go on for 27 more books or however many there are, like Reacher can't find the love of his life in book number 1, right? Either she has to die.
Let's put it this way, Koen. He is going to find more loves of his life for a book, but for the length of a book.
For the length of a book, okay.
But so, I mean, she could die though.
Yeah, I think she's going to die.
Do you think she is already dead?
Could be. Because Finlay said, Picard called him and said Roscoe's going to stay longer, but she sent her love. Like Finlay didn't even talk directly to Roscoe, which I find weird.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's always this indirect.
Yeah, it's very, very indirect.
That's what I find weird about Reacher, that he just accepts this, after the whole, like, let's stay together for safety.
Yeah.
Then it's just like, oh, you have to go somewhere else for a day? Okay, cool. Oh, for another day? Okay, cool.
He is a little preoccupied, right? He is killing some people left and right.
His brother died, and apparently, shock of all shocks, his brother liked him.
Oh, so, yeah. God, that was a bit much, huh? I don't need that. I don't need that kind of emotion in my life.
Sorry, Koen. I didn't mean to give you this kind of sentimental story.
Yeah, Jesus. I just need him to break. So this is one thing, right? So I looked up. Did you look up what a blackjack is? Like the weapon he's using?
No, I did actually not. Wait, let me do that now.
Yeah. Have a quick Google. I can't see how you can break a neck with this. Like, I don't know how easy it is to break a neck. I've never done it before, like my own or someone else's. I'm assuming
you also just looked at the first images that came up.
Yeah, of course.
Well, it doesn't.
So, like a blackjack.
To find out right now how long they are, like what the dimensions are.
Because they describe it as like this kind of like a very big spring, right? Like a plumber's spring that they use to bend pipes. So I assume something that's like a spring that's like a width of like 3 centimeters or something, like with big, thick wire, like gauge of wire. And then you have a heavy thing on the end of it. So you basically like use the momentum kind of to like whack someone.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like neck breaking material to me. Like I think like a baseball bat, that's what you use to, I guess you bash someone's head. And yeah, I don't know. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Like I would think you would break someone's skull with this, right? You would just like penetrate the skull with the heavy end. I don't know. I mean,
and I'm looking at them right now, but I can't really. Yeah, they do look a bit short.
Right? Like how tall would you think they are? I mean, like 15 centimeters, 20?
No, longer. But
longer?
I'd say they're probably like the length of a lower arm kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's quite.
But
big.
they're not. They're like half the size and like a quarter the width of like a baseball bat, basically.
Yeah.
And made out of some weird material.
Yeah, I think it's like, because he said in his at least there was like a spring in the middle, like a very heavy spring. And I've heard this before. And for some reason that like can transfer more energy. I also find it hard to imagine how this would work.
Makes vague sense. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
I have to admit, I didn't really read too closely on what the weapons were. I just, he killed them. That's just, he like stabbed them and drowned them and.
Yeah, he did a lot of things.
But actually, did he break their necks? I remember him kicking their necks in. He hit them on the head.
He hit them on the head, and that would break their necks, I think.
And then he kicked them on the neck.
Yeah?
That was how he broke
the first one.
Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah. And I think the second
Okay.
Anyway, Koen, if you
Doesn't
whatever
matter.
you have, you can wreck someone's neck with a pencil as long as the pencil doesn't break first. Just hit
That's
hard
true.
enough.
That's the thing.
Or
I think
don't do it. I mean, again, we don't endorse violence here unless absolutely necessary and or fun.
yeah. I think also the thing is, Ben, I don't know if you ever did any martial arts. Like
Not
I did
with, actually, once I did do something with sticks, but yeah.
Aikido.
No.
Something like that. Something with
Kali,
sticks.
where you have like these short, like basically an anchor that thing, but just like a small wooden stick.
Yeah, like a bamboo rod kind of ish.
Yeah, it was a bit. It was more. Was like almost like a drumstick, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's more like it was that kind of
Yeah, sure.
weight and dimensions.
But the thing is, once you do like, a bit of, I did like a student course in Muay Thai, so like, once a week for 6 weeks. So, I'm pretty, I'm pretty trained, okay?
So I'm pretty afraid right now. Yeah.
Yeah. No. But the thing is, then you realize you don't even want to hit people. So as soon because then you go sparring, right? You hit them in the face and you're like, oh shit, I'm sorry. And it's like, oh no, this is what I'm supposed to do, right? It's also just like, just going for it, right? Just trying to hit someone as hard as you can. That's also already like, I think it takes some.
Well, I think Reacher has
He's okay
what it
with
takes
that. Yeah.
to hit someone as hard as he can.
He does.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually one point I wrote down is, I think I mentioned sometime in the beginning probably that Reacher is a bit of a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one, not exactly in this one, but sometimes you feel like he gets a sense of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
Or like I guess in this case, it was very much a mission and he had to kill them quickly and efficiently to, not get killed himself. But sure. I mean, yeah, in some of the other books, he does kind of use violence sometimes when everything's solved and then he just punches someone again or something.
Yeah. Like a final shot.
But again, here, at least he's done it a lot. This is what always happens.
Yeah. That's what you expect, right? Kind of like the action movie ending. I mean, the one thing what he did say, which I thought was funny, is like, kind of talking to himself, right? When he's stalking the Kleiner kid, the last one alive. And he's like, when you read in movies or see in books, other way around.
Right.
See in movies, read in books.
You hear a book.
Yeah.
You feel a movie.
Yeah, exactly. That he's supposed to take revenge for his brother. So he would like, you do it, mano y mano, like square up with the Kleiner kid. And he was like, no, I'm just gonna attack him from the back and just kill him.
Yeah.
Then
he still missed. Maybe he should have done it properly.
Yeah,
Then he would have gotten shot with a shotgun, but that's another thing.
Yeah. Anyways, I just thought that was funny, right? That makes it a little bit more like this true badass. Or something
exactly.
like that. You know what I mean?
He doesn't play by most rules, right? He just, you try to survive, right? In this case.
Yeah.
Some mixture of avenge his brother's death and not get killed himself.
Yeah. And I guess, okay, so last thing for me then. Another thing that makes him kind of human then, what I think is kind of funny, is that when he was staking out the warehouse, he was under this bridge or like on this off-ramp, on-ramp thing.
Yeah.
He, that he starts to sing to himself. That's kind of funny, like rambling on.
I didn't look up what the song was like what the song sounds like. Maybe I should have done that. Yeah. I wonder like what kind of, but I guess a traditional song, yeah. I mean, actually, what made me more human, what I thought made him more human in this one is something, again, that I don't think I've seen in the 3 other books I've read, is that at some point, I don't remember what part this is, he said something like, when the professor claps his hands to show like this one, how this particular kind of money is made or whatever, right? He clapped his hands loud and then it's like, I jumped.
Yeah.
Because he was so... I've never seen him have this kind of like startled reaction to something. Like
sure.
I feel like in the later books I've read, he would just say, he just wouldn't. He would just...
Yeah, he would, this wouldn't be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. So that actually made him more human than I feel like he is in most of the later ones.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So he becomes more polished towards, in the later books. Like this polished badass kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas here he's still a bit, as I said before, like he's talking more, he's trying to be a bit of not trying to be a smart ass, but he has to solve a case that's difficult.
Sure.
Conceptually, rather in the other ones I've read, it's usually pretty clear what's going on. And he just has to use his like military training to get in and out of things.
Yeah, sure.
like situations or places or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so cool. The big question: what's in those warehouses?
Well, I think do you have an idea, or do you have an?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, because I think I alluded to this last time, and I was actually last evening and this morning I was thinking why I'm thinking this. So the big issues now, they can't get the real paper, right? You can get the ink, you can get the plates.
Yeah.
You can't get the paper. The paper is the hardest part about the dollar because it's like this combination of linen and cotton. I actually think it's dollar bills. Real dollar bills, but like $1 bills and $10 bills, because that's what I said last time, because the size of the dollar bill is the same. So if you just wipe out the paper,
actual paper.
They're using the actual paper, but they're using this chemical process maybe to bleach the paper again and then print real like $100 on there instead of one.
So you think they're basically taking $1 bills, cleaning them, repainting them, and then
I think they're putting the $1 bills in the warehouse right now. When the Coast Guard gets like defunct or whatever, right, or defunded, they'll export all those dollar bills to Venezuela, and then like clean them there, print them there, and then bring some back. Yeah, that's what I expect.
Okay, that sounds like I can't right now immediately see a fault with that.
Okay, so do you want to know how I think I got this information?
Because that's what you do.
Yeah, no, it's deduction, Ben. It's deduction.
No, you do with euros, just so they're not the same size. So it really messed up your whole scheme.
Yeah, cost me a lot of money.
And you also have to start with €5, so it's less.
Yeah, exactly.
You make less. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so I mean, so I'm pretty sure my dad once told me when I was like fucking 12 or something. It's like that's what people, that's an issue with the dollar, is that it's the same size everywhere. And I remember that, like, since like 20 years or whatever. But now I wonder, is that my dad ever read Jack Reacher? Because he would read those books, right, when I was younger. And I have to ask him. I'll send him a message. I'll let you know next week or next session. It's like, did you ever read this? Did you tell me then, or did you just like watch Discovery Channel? I don't know.
And you don't think this has anything to do with your dad's 15-year prison sentence?
No, I don't think so. No, that was not. It was not for money. It was not for counterfeiting.
Oh, that was for unnecessary violence.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That's interesting. Actually, I guess maybe your father spoiled the book for you 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. Whatever.
20 years ago, I think. Yeah. I think it's like, I know sometimes you have these memories, right, where you're just like, I'm pretty sure, like I remember the day, I remember where I sat when I heard this or something. And I'm pretty sure my dad just once told me at dinner or something, it's like, what the issues with the dollar?
What, Dad? What is a dollar?
Don't you want to hear how school was? No. Fuck that. I've got real issues down here.
That's also a great stereotypical dad way of finding problems in the world by reading a thriller book and then recounting it as if they like learned it themselves somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the other day I saw $2 bills and I thought like, I don't know. I didn't. Yeah, I'll message him, see if he can remember. You probably can't remember.
But he'll know whether he read the book, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, so as I said, like I'm trying to think of what the problem would. I mean, in a way, it's perfect because number one, it's not illegal to store dollars in a warehouse. I think. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know whether it's illegal to carry a certain amount of money with you.
I mean, abroad, definitely yes, but not having.
I was going to say, you're probably not allowed to export millions of dollars at once.
Yeah.
But like in terms of at least like if the warehouse gets busted, so let's say that's the case, right? Let's say your theory is correct. They have no evidence. They just have a warehouse with dollars in it. That's not a crime.
Yeah, I guess so.
And transporting it to the border is not a crime either. So there's literally only one point where it's a crime. And
as soon as you load it on the boat.
So once they've crossed the border, the US probably can't do anything, right? Like the US police force or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I
mean,
don't
of
know.
course, then you have the difficulty of, transporting a shitload of money twice to another continent, which is a problem in its own right?
Yeah.
So, but like in terms of legal stuff,
I don't know.
Pretty good. It sounds like a pretty good scheme, yeah.
I mean, if I was Reacher, I would just torch the place, right?
Yeah, but do you think it's gonna, like, if it's stacked really closely, right? That doesn't burn very well. If you need some air to get into it.
Books don't burn usually in houses, even, right? Or like not. They're quite good.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing I mean. Like, it's too dense almost to start. But I don't know. I guess you could still put petrol over it or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, you could damage it quite well. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Or you could just kill all the people involved, which is also a Reacher
pretty
tactic.
Fun. Yeah, and then you just grab all those dollar bills, find yourself a new Roscoe.
That's so annoying, though, right? If you it's a great business scheme, but if you just have like $1 million in $1 bills, that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's a lot of dollar bills.
Get rid of that again.
Yeah. Like, oh, there's that guy again.
Yeah, exactly. Gonna buy another TV in $1 bills? Yep. Tomorrow I'm gonna buy a car.
Yeah. I mean, there must be a market for that. I think actually probably companies like businesses are quite happy with small denominators of cash to trade you in, right? Yeah.
But I guess also you could just hand it into a bank because it's not illegal to carry dollar.
Yeah.
Like, you can just
You could change it probably, yeah. But like, I mean, that might be.
Yeah, I wonder whether they might be allowed, or just do it anyway, to call the police if you suddenly back up your car into the bank with like a truck full of $1 bills.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wonder if there's like, because I think it could even be like some law, maybe Dutch law, German law, where you have to how do you call that? When you have like a certain amount of money with you need to, like, above a certain amount, you need to be able to tell where it came from. And if you can't,
Really?
they can repossess. I don't know if that's true. I can imagine it is. Like, why would you need 20,000 euros, in your back pocket?
In $1 bills, yeah.
Yeah, even in $1 bills, that's even.
I mean, I don't know, actually, how much? I'm wondering. So, like, I'm just running out the dimensions right now, right?
Yeah.
If you have, like, say, a suitcase, like, the standard office case kind of, that kind of thing full of, how much would that be?
With $1 bills?
Yeah. Like, how many bills can you fit in there, basically? Is it, like, 10,000? I have no idea, like, how many you can stack on top of each.
What I did hear once is that, when you've got, like, a suitcase in the movies, a suitcase with money, and they say, like, this is, like, $1 million. A stack of, like, million in a stack of hundreds is not that much. I guess it's like 10,000. I guess that's still quite a lot, huh? 10,000 bills.
Yeah, but 10,000. I mean,
how much is one of those stacks of 100 bills? Is that 100 times 100?
I don't know.
Is that 10,000 bucks?
I don't know how many those are. But anyway, I guess there's still, if you have an entire truckload and times 100, then that's
it's a lot of money. What? Of course, but like that's the thing. Probably, if banks are onto this, like what's his face, Hubble.
Yeah.
If banks are illegally storing their money in that warehouse, that's super illegal, of course. Right.
But why would banks store it there illegally?
I guess that's that would be part of the deal, kind of, right? Hey, we get you, you get like a cut, and we get like your dollar bills. How would you get truckloads of dollar bills?
I see. Yeah, that was another question I had.
Right?
I mean,
you probably need to get it from banks.
You can probably easily get, like, those like rolls of dollars.
Yeah,
you can probably get that. Yeah, I mean, they got it from Hubble. Let's just put it that way, right?
Yeah. He has at least some people here or there who get.
The interesting thing is maybe that's how he got into it, right? Like, he found out about it.
Yeah.
It's like, where are all these dollar bills? Like, I need to get this for the bank or whatever. And then that's probably how he got into it or something like that. But
probably, yeah. Then demanding a cut or something like that.
But getting like 1 million $1 bills. But I would imagine you can probably get like 1,000 just at a regular bank.
Dollar bills? I think that's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I really have no idea. I mean, I can Google this.
Let's put it this way: like, if you go, you could go like to your bank in Germany, and you can get like rolls of coins, right? No question asked.
Sure.
You can easily get, like, I did that for like when you have experiments with participants or something, right? You need to pay them like 11 euros or something.
Sure.
So you can easily get, let's say, the 2 euro coins, and there's 25 in there or something.
Yeah, $50 for a roll. Yeah.
I think I did that once for 2 euros, 1 euro 50 cents or something. So that's easily like 120 euros or 150 euros.
Yeah,
or whatever.
but if you go above a certain amount, you have to start paying for it, right? You also have to like.
Yeah, but my point is just like that was so easy to get, right?
Sure.
No one asked. No one like it's a routine transaction.
Sure.
So what I mean is, if they have lots of people who do this regularly,
that
once
could
a
be.
week at different banks, whatever, then
You just on Mondays you make a route through all
you
the
get like
banks.
$500 out or something.
Yeah.
But
still, filling a truck.
I mean, it's on one truck, right? That's the whole thing. It's a warehouse. That's
what I mean, right?
That's
Just
the thing. Yeah.
filling a truck, in California alone, like that's a lot already. Let alone like doing it everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. I assume some banking people are involved.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be Hubble, right?
Has to be Hubble.
I mean, that's the very obvious thing. He's involved in it, and he has all the access and knowledge. So yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So that's probably how they get it. Yeah.
I mean, we're going out of my theory that might be completely wrong, right? There might be something else in the warehouse.
Yeah, we're basing our entire theory on
my 20-year-old
childhood memory you have. That for some reason was a flashbulb memory that you never forgot. It's just your dad going, "Good, you know what's the problem with the dollar?" Father.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's these moments you never forget, right? Your first child getting born, your, seeing the love of your life, your dad telling you the issue with the dollar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I have to ask him.
It'd be so great if he hasn't read the book.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
But the thing is, like, as I said, and if we've been talking about this for like 10 minutes now, I still don't see a problem with the theory.
Sure.
It seems like they have the resources to do this through Hubble, or even through like lots of individual people who,
Yeah, banking contacts could also be like
whatever. Yeah,
side,
you
right?
you can probably make this happen.
Strippers, they've got a lot of $1 bills.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, one quick thing I wanted to say. Do you think they give the $1,000 a week in one? Sorry, they want to keep the $1 bills.
They want to keep the $1 bills.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, no.
Nah.
No, but that's how they get rid of the $100 bills. Then,
yeah, they're fake.
They give them 10 a week, and then Although that also seems too suspicious, right? Because like these banknotes, I'm assuming are numbered, right? They have like a serial number.
Serial number. Yeah,
and I'm assuming you can't just use the serial number of the $1 bill for the $100 bill. I'm assuming they're like serialized separately or differently. So
I assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I don't know, but let's say that is the case. Then the police must at some point realize that a lot of fake serialized numbers are coming out of this like one. There's like a hot spot where it emanates like radially from, right?
Yeah, but if no one checks, right? And that's the thing, right? That's also what they say in the village, right? In Margrave, no one wants this to be wrong, right? I mean, because if this is wrong, I'm not getting my $1,000 a week. I'll just shut up and get the money, right? Yeah. Fine with me.
Yeah.
So,
true.
Right, that's what they said, right? They build you buy silence. So.
And I guess if a lot of money could actually also stay within the community, like people just using it back and forth. And
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if there's only like 100 people, then it's not going to be that much they're going to spend on a regular basis.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? Yeah.
But I guess they could give it to a bank. They don't. But the bank, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whether they have to check or whether they can check even or whatever.
Yeah, or the bank. There's a bank in Margrave. I didn't read that.
I mean, I guess they need to. I mean, I guess this is the thing, right? All they need to do is get the money into the Kleiner Foundation, and once it's on their bank account, then they can. You've got digital money, right? Then you can send it anywhere. Then it's easy. Sure. So I guess they just need a few banks or contacts or whatever to not care about this too much, about checking their notes, and then you've finished.
Yeah, then you're golden. Yeah.
Although, I mean, I guess you can still trace where the money came from, probably, right? Yeah, I don't know how closely the banks monitor these things.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either, especially early 2000s kind of or late 90s. Probably was harder even, right?
Yeah, that's true.
To like check the streams. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. But I guess if a whole village is paying with like counterfeit money, it's really easy to trace, right?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So they have to kind of distribute it at least in
You
a
have to put
way
in some
that
real
doesn't.
ones.
Yeah. I mean, you have to distribute the fake money at least in a way that it's not this one hotspot in the US from which fake money radiates, but that you at least have other hotspots, or just. I mean, you can also, I guess, you could also like make the hotspot somewhere else, right? Like Atlanta, right, which is a much bigger city, or something like that, and then Margrave isn't the center of it anymore.
Yeah. Or of course, I don't know if this works, but if you get it in a bank and like you have one corrupt higher up who just accepts it or agrees to it, right, knowing it's fake, and the bank starts to distribute it, the bank doesn't do its checking.
Yeah, but they still kind of do it in the same area, right?
Yeah, I guess with Atlanta, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's still kind of like...
You're right.
If the people use it and give it to banks locally, it's of course it's going to distribute, but it's going to distribute.
It'll be very easy to trace. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I guess that would make sense then, that they get the dollar bills, the single dollar bills, if that's true, from banks, and they also distribute it back. Sell it back to the banks with the banks taking a cut, of course. Then it could make sense. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's what Hubble did, right? He got currency from different places.
Yeah. And if I don't know.
I wonder though whether he maybe got fired because they realized he's not good at his job because he's buying all these $1 bills. he must have really weird buying patterns.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's where the whole difficulty comes in, right? Like, planning it out so it's only like a little stream of $1 bills more, something like that. I don't know. The guy said he was really good at his job. I don't know if that's really true or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah. Okay, so that's. I mean, I like the theory. Do we have another theory? Because I really didn't have one.
What's in the warehouse? Let's just a general plot.
What's there? Basically, like what is the? In a way, it doesn't matter. I guess it's a bit of a red herring. Especially because for Reacher now it's about avenging his brother more than like solving the case.
Yeah.
The solving the case is more to get to avenge his brother.
He needs a reason to kill these people, basically.
Well, not a reason, but he needs to figure out what's happening. So he knows like who the players are and that kind of stuff, right? It's more that, I think.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I mean, I think it's just, it's probably just counterfeit money. Maybe we got some details wrong, but it seems too obvious to not be.
Yeah, or maybe they just have a very, very profitable air conditioning import-export business. I don't know.
That could be.
Maybe they're just very good at haggling deals with the air conditioner company. And
that
people
could be.
in Florida sell them at a huge markup.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think Florida is a pretty warm state.
I mean, that's what Richard said, right? It's the perfect cover because they... But need this kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, there's nothing weird going on there. Yeah,
it would be so great if in the end it had nothing to do with counterfeit money, really. Like the whole counterfeit money was just like a trap to distract from like the actual crime they were doing.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty. Joe was a very good, smart guy who loved his brother.
Even though Jack Reacher didn't think about his brother.
That was a bit harsh, huh? When he's like, the professor was just like, oh yeah, he talked about you a lot. You said like you always took care of him. You were such a great younger brother or something like that.
What? Really? I didn't think about you at all.
Yeah, and then, Jack's
I did wonder maybe the professor just made something up. But I don't know.
That could be. Yeah, that he was just trying to be nice.
Exactly. Like a thing like, oh, I've heard so much about you,
Yeah, true. It's like, what was your name again?
Okay, so I think I'm fine with that theory.
Okay, very good, because we talked about it for quite a while.
Better be right, Koen.
Better be right. Okay, so let's make some predictions for the last part, shall we?
Actually, shall I? I'll see whether I have some kind of interesting quotes from the book about.
Oh yeah, sure.
Just
give that.
About
give that.
And then for like 5 minutes or so, and then then we do predictions as the last bit.
Enlighten us with your quotes.
So again, this is, now we're kind of zooming out of the whole story again, this is the book where, for the book Make Me, Andy Martin was kind of watching Lee Child write the whole thing. And in the book, he then also describes a lot of more general things about Reacher, in particular also how it started. So here's an interesting one I find about how Lee Child also doesn't always think things too much through, or was under false impressions. So here's the quote. He being Lee Child. He lit a cigarette. We started where he started, with killing Flor. I was laboring under misapprehension, Lee began. I'd written the first half. I thought it would take months for an agent to get back to me. I'd heard that on the mythic grapevine. So I sent it off, saying I'd finished the novel and here's the first half, what do you think? I picked him out of the Writers and Artists yearbook. He was the only one who said he made money for his clients. The agent got back to me in a few days. He actually wrote me a letter which shows how long ago this was. He read it straight off. Then he says, I like this, send me the rest. So I had to reply something like, just fine-tuning the last chapter, we'll send soon. Completely caught me out. Anyway, he agreed to represent me. So I go and see him in London. How much are you looking for, he says. I'm out of a job, I said. I need to replace my salary. Aim high. How about the Prime Minister's salary? I can't get you that, he says. I can get you more or less. There's no middle ground. Okay, make it more then, I said. So I guess you can be the starving artist or the bestseller.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and I find it funny how... how basically his first half was so good that it almost backfired.
Yeah.
I guess if it's that good, it doesn't matter, right? Then it's just...
Yeah, you can finish it up, polish it up.
If an agent is that interested in the first half of your book, then it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so here's a bit of biographical background about Lee Child as a kid, and what kind of maybe some parallels to Reacher here.
Lee Child the child.
Exactly. He is again describing Lee Child. He was a great scrapper as a kid, just like Reacher, always getting into fights. He came from a rough neighborhood but won a scholarship to the classy grammar school on the other side of town, King Edward's. He had to wear a dark blue blazer with complicated badge on, so he had enough trouble walking through his own neighborhood where the blazer was abnormal. But when he got to school, he assumed that, having arrived at a bigger school, the fights would be bigger too. So on the very first day, he picked a fight with some passing kid. Didn't just punch him to the ground, but gave him a good kicking while he was lying there too. Really worked him over. The other kids were appalled. I destroyed him. I thought that was what was needed, but I had the logic all wrong, Lee said. There was no real fight imperative, no need to pick on anyone, and especially no need to go in hard. They all thought I was a barbarian. Which is how he got the nickname on his very first day at school. Before that, I think they said like his nickname was Grievous or something.
Yeah.
So, which is how he got the nickname on his very first day at school, short for grievous bodily harm. Basically, Lee said, Reacher is me, aged 9.
Oh, God. Poor Lee Child. What's grammar school? Is that like elementary school?
Oh, I keep forgetting. I think grammar school is... I guess it was 9, right? So I think it's
9,
more
so
like secondary school. But I think in the UK you have... I'm also confused always with the names and that kind of stuff. But you have your A levels, which is the equivalent to like the last 2 years of high school, or your Abitur in Germany, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
So I think grammar school is between primary school and that, or something like that.
Okay. Lee Child. I mean, his pictures in the back, he looks like quite a friendly guy, actually. He looks a little mad.
But he's very tall.
He is, and he's got very blue eyes, or at least they photoshopped it on the back cover.
Yeah, so here's something interesting. So, I'm not going to read most of the stuff before this because it's a bit too long. But there was a bit of a comparison between The Outsider by Camus and Reacher, in the sense that he's also an outsider, that kind of stuff. And the language is, I think the comparison is maybe a bit strong. So Lee Child also smokes a lot, and he also seems to smoke a lot of weed, which somehow surprised me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's fairly, they're very open about that in this book. Anyway, so about the whole, comparison to Camus. Lee agreed that he liked Camus, especially the smoking. They all had cigarettes stuck to their lips in those days, Gauloise probably. His interpreter, Helena, who used to live in Edinburgh, was pregnant with her first child and had given up smoking. Lee said when his daughter was born, even the doctor who was looking after her was a smoker. I was smoking in the delivery room. Everybody smoked. Lee had even given a cigarette to President Obama one time when they happened to be standing around together outside a hotel in New York, and he was on the campaign trail. Quote, he had said he wouldn't smoke during the campaign, but he really needed one. No smoker ever quits for sure, end quote. Reacher used to smoke but doesn't now. Not for health reasons, but because he doesn't want to carry stuff. So yeah, I like the idea of tempting Obama to start smoking again.
Start smoking, you fucker. Yeah.
Just like, that guy looks like he needs one. Here you go, Barack.
I didn't even know Barack Obama smoked, actually. I never seen him smoke.
Yeah, I think I heard it before, but I was vaguely surprised too.
There's this movie. It's called, I think it's Meru. It's like some climbers climbing a mountain. Okay. And then, they're stuck in this little tent up there. And they're like climbers, right? High altitude. And then they're stuck in this tent during a storm. And then they start smoking. And I always wonder, like, why... A, would you smoke if you're like a professional climber? B, why here? Right? Like in high altitude, you don't want smoke on your lungs. I don't know. I never got it, but I guess
I guess if it relaxes you, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was still just like, I highlighted a few things, but they're quite long, so I can't read all of them. Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff is interesting, but yeah, that was it. Anyway. Okay. Yeah, the other quotes are too long and they're more about writing, and it's maybe not that relevant right now.
Sure.
So yeah, that's sure. I guess that's all we're getting. 3 quotes it was, I think, right? One about him tempting Obama to smoke again, or making him smoke again. One about Lee Child beating the absolute shit out of a kid when he was 9.
Imagine being that kid now, right? And then the guy who beat you up, gave you lifelong traumas, becomes a successable authur.
Yeah, exactly. And actually makes money off of that behavior.
Yeah.
Like just describing that behavior.
Yeah. What can you do about this, right? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. And I forgot what the first quote was.
I think.
About him with the. No, the first quote was.
With sending off to
the
management.
Agent and said, yeah. Anyway, so predictions. Okay, so I guess I'll ask because then I don't have to think. Cool. Do you think Roscoe or Finlay is in on the deal?
No.
As in a bad guy. Okay.
I think they're clean.
Do you think Picard is?
No, I think Picard is also clean. I hope. Because you want Picard to fight with Reacher, right? That's what you expect.
Kind of, just because he's the only guy who's bigger than Reacher. Yeah. So it would be like a dramatic... They probably like... if it has to be dramatic, it also has to be the top of a mountain. So they'd probably like climb to the top of a mountain and then they just bare knuckle fight
Rip their shirts off. Yeah.
Exactly. Then just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. No, I don't think
at least the kind of ending I could see Lee Child writing, but not on a mountain though. Be in some wheat field in Iowa or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think your idea that Charlie got Picard to feel like he needed help. That's an interesting idea. We now have kind of so apart from like the fact that she's the wife of a guy who is definitely in this stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe that you think she was too composed, which I'm not sure about exactly. But we still had, the thing I said last time about that she gave Reacher the Bentley and made him very recognizable as long as he used the car.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And now also someone there got Roscoe out of the situation, right? Yeah. Which also made it easier to kill Reacher, right? If he's on his own.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, of course, I don't know whether they planned to do it because he baited Baker, right? By saying like, oh yeah, I'll be all on my own in that flat.
Yeah, sure. That's what yeah.
But maybe they would have tried to do it anyway. Like could still have been the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. We just haven't heard anything of Roscoe for like 4 chapters now or something.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so I'll ask a question. Who all is going to die? What do you think? In the end of the book, who will still be alive? Guess, 1 minus.
Reacher.
Reacher, yeah.
He's going to be alive. I think Roscoe's going to be alive.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we differ on that one.
Wait, so we know they're obviously not going to stay. They're not going to live happily ever after.
Yeah.
Together. And the thing is, Roscoe can't really stay in that place afterwards, right? Like, true. That's not the town you want to stay in. So,
well, the town is going like if they roll up
the climbers,
there's nothing left, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and And if they're unsuccessful, then she's left as the person who tried to fight, so she can't
she has to move.
continue living there.
Yeah.
And right now it seems kind of random that she say, oh, whatever, I'll just go to Atlanta and stay there. Mm-hmm. Because, I know she's not going with Reacher, right? So it would seem a bit random if she just, of course, no one really wants to live the Reacher lifestyle and just have a toothbrush and just walk and hitchhike through the US randomly.
Sure.
But it would seem a bit random almost for her to survive, to resettle to a new city. And yeah, I don't know, it seems a bit random. So maybe you're right. Maybe she will die. Okay, let's put it this way. I think Finley's going to survive.
Yeah, okay.
He's just going to go back to Boston or whatever, start a new life anywhere. It doesn't matter.
Or become head in Margrave.
Yeah.
Head detective. Or head...
chief.
Sheriff. Chief,
I don't know what the terms are. Who's going to survive? So...
Hubble? Is he alive still?
I was wondering. Yeah, he's definitely still alive.
Right? Yeah, I think so too. I think he's definitely alive, but Reacher in the end will probably break his arms and slap him to death with his own arm or something.
Honestly, I don't think so. I think Hubble's going to survive because Hubble's not a physical threat to anyone. He's just the kind of middle guy who made it work. But he never, and he has a family. I don't think.
Yeah,
Reacher
that's true.
wants to,
he got in too far, basically.
Yeah, so I think the Hubbles are all going to survive.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Sorry. I think they're all going to survive and probably move somewhere else.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
In their 2 Bentleys.
Yeah, it's enough to move in, probably. Baker, the corrupt who seems to be
he's going to die.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah,
he's going to die.
Yeah.
I think so. Klein and Teal, or Kleiner, sorry, and Teal. I think Teal is going to live.
Yeah, he's old, right? That's kind of that's a good one, what you said. Yeah, he's not no threat. It's not fun. It's no fun to beat up an old man.
Kleiner has to die, right?
Yeah, and he was described
Kleiner is the bad guy who has to die, whereas Teal is the bad guy who has to survive.
Yeah, true. He has to tell the story for the rest of his, to the next generation.
Well, he's just like the not too big to handle, but he's like just the kind of corrupt politician kind of thing that just always gets away with it.
Yeah, you're right. And Kleiner was also described as a physical, strong man, right? He was in his 60s, but still described strong, tough guy.
His kid is huge also, yeah. So
his kid,
not huge, but a bit gangly, I think, but at least very tall.
Yeah, gangly, but broad-shouldered, something like that, I think.
I think the professor's going to survive.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Because he lost a friend. Nothing.
Yeah, he already lost a friend.
Although I didn't seem to care too much.
Yeah, that's true.
Who else is there in this book who's still alive?
There's the barber shop and all those, but I think those people are just kind of not relevant.
They're just going to be fucked for the rest of their lives because they're poor and now they have nothing.
Yeah.
Or who takes over the Kleiner Foundation if the Kleiners are all dead?
Well,
because the Kleiner Foundation has a lot of money. So unless someone stops those regular payments, the city is rich forever.
Yeah, but it's
not forever.
But if it's with illegal money, it's with counterfeit money, it can't stay in the Kleiner Foundation, right? Oh, the wife can survive. The wife can survive. Who's so sad? The sad, sickly Kleiner wife.
Forgotten about her completely.
He reached her matter in the general store when he was drinking coffee.
She, yes, of course.
She can survive. She can be happy again. She can get a relationship with Roscoe or Finlay. Yeah, see,
all of them.
All of them.
Reacher, just everyone. Teal. Everyone go get in there.
Yeah.
No, but so maybe she'll survive and continue. The police is not going to take the money because she's going to continue paying the city or whatever.
Yeah. Some kind of weird justice that we're all kind of okay with, yeah.
We're the barbershop guys. And, okay, here's the most important plot point. Do you think Reacher's going to meet the barber sister and talk about the music?
Yeah, that's true. I'm not even sure if his sister's still alive.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't think the guy knows for sure.
No, so I think those are the main ones, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So you only disagree, I think
Picard.
Roscoe...
independent of whether he's a good guy or not, do you think he's going to survive?
I think he will. Because he's the connection to the FBI and they're going to need the FBI to come in, swoop in and clean up, basically, right?
Wait, so okay, let me just see how many chapters there are, so we can like roughly estimate. Like, 34. There's 7 more chapters. There's 8 more chapters. 27 inclusive 34. There's 8 chapters.
Very good.
Yeah, but they have to go to Atlanta, right? Like, it would be random. Okay, I'd be a bit disappointed if Roscoe just returns and nothing happened.
True.
Like, that would be really lame, right? If Roscoe just... So I feel like Reacher has to go to Atlanta.
Something, she didn't, something has to go. He has to go and save her or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or just doesn't hurt back and he's confused and I don't know, something. It would be really disappointing if she just returns and we're like, oh man, those kids really need a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Like,
or Roscoe runs off with Picard.
Maybe that's it.
And that's why she has to stay another night.
Maybe that's why.
Oh God.
And then Reach is heartbroken.
Yeah.
The one guy who's bigger than him.
Yeah, and then he takes his girl, and then Reacher can't do anything, can't beat him up.
He's also FBI. You can't.
Yeah, he can't beat up an FBI. Agent. Yeah, I mean you can one.
Yeah,
once.
I mean.
I hate Roscoe already. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we disagree on Roscoe. I think she's either gonna die, gonna run off with Picard. You think she survives? I'm
right now failing to imagine a scenario where she survived. Like, what would she do? I don't know. I mean, like, it would just like, of course, like she could just go up and go to a different police station or whatever and live her life. But it seems a bit boring, like for the end of a book, right? Like this character just like resettled to a new city, and it just sounds a bit random and boring. So I think I agree. Some sort of big dramatic fight scene, explosion, something. Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Okay,
cool. And I think Charlie might still be bad. So we'll see. I think she's been like
I don't know,
playing around a little bit in the background, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, okay, the big question, right, is that kind of. I mean, there are a few big questions, but one of them to me is still, where is Hubble and under what circumstances?
Exactly.
Again, it would be a bit boring if he was just hiding somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He has to be like held captive, or someone has to save him or whatever. That would be more interesting.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, I don't think Charlie's bad per se, but I think she's just trying to get her husband out of it or something.
Could also be.
And maybe something like that.
Yeah. Could be.
So I agree still with your theory about the counterfeit $1 versus $100.
Yes.
I mean, it didn't say that's still not be true, but I can't think of anything better.
I convinced you to think that that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we've got about 100 pages left, and then we'll know. Yeah, about 105.
By the way, sorry, is Stevenson still alive? I forgot.
I think he is, but I think he's a minor.
He'll die. I feel like all those people are all going to die.
That's true. Kill him off. Yeah.
Like there's going to be a fight scene with Baker and Stevenson and whatever, and Reacher's probably going to like rip their throats out or something brutal.
Something nasty,
Something unnecessarily brutal.
Yeah, it gives you like half a second to think about, how it ends for you.
Yeah. I think that's all we have. I think we've run out of things to say and out of time.
Yeah, and you know what the great thing is? Nothing weird again, huh? I'm improving.
I'm sure I can rephrase your theory into something that you would do. No, I can make your dad telling you that story. Give me a week. I'll think of a weird way, and I'll find a way to turn your story with your dad weird.
Okay, not too weird, please.
No, like within what you taught me. I'm not gonna like add stuff. Just like slightly rephrasing it.
Good. I'll ask my dad if he ever read the book. If he remembers talking to 9-year-old me.
At all.
At all.
Hey, Dad, do you remember my childhood? No.
No.
Why would I?
Yeah.
Stop texting me.
Texting
I'll block you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess then next week we'll
talk about your childhood.
Yeah, about my childhood and how my father never spoke to me about US dollars when I was 9. Or any other age, actually.
No.
Okay.
Telling.
Anyway, so next week until the end.
Next week.
Right?
Yeah.